Hey guys, Ricardo here and welcome to another blog tech tips. In today's tutorial guys, I'm going to show you to speed up these generic Android tablets. Now of course these means small Android cheap affordable tablets. So for example, this one is moving relatively fast, and of course it's not always this way, and I'm going to show you to speed up these tablets. So the first thing you want to do is go to your settings and make sure you're in the main section of your settings. You're going to go usually into accessibility. And of course, you can actually search for this. And what you want to do here is you're going to search for an option. It's usually under accessibility. And as I said, you can search for it. It has to do with the animation. You're going to turn off the fancy animations on the device. As for this one, it should be under here, something to do with color and motion. And it's already on for me. You think it was off by the default. It says remove animation if it's here. Since it says remove, if it's off, it means animation is on, and if it's on like this, so keep it on in this case where it says remove animation. In some case you might say reduce animation, so what it's going to do is to turn that on. What's going to happen is that this is going to reduce the fancy animations when you're moving between screens. That's going to significantly speed up your device. So that's one of the first things you're going to do. You're going to run over to your storage. You're going to make sure that you always have at least a few gigs, in this case at least quarter of the storage. So you're going to delete any additional files that's unnecessary on your device, remove excessive games and so on, and you can clean up your device for speed. That's going to help the device to process. Next thing you'll do for speed is to go ahead and turn off any unnecessary features. Sometimes some of these fancy features are not necessary. For example, on this, you have something called AI Halo. I don't know what that is. You can turn that off. That's going to free up some processing power. So that's not really necessary, especially you're not using those features. So I've turned off all unnecessary features. So go through and turn off all the unnecessary features. If you have those on, it's going to be extra processing. So by freeing those up, freeing up space. Also, make sure that you go and switch to a dark theme. That will save on power as well. So for example, here I'm going on the dark theme, and of course what you want to do is turn off anything unnecessary that's using up power. So go through and turn those off, and remember to reboot your system, and remember to keep the minimum amount of games. So keep 1 or 2 games that you play a lot. Any unnecessary games, remove them. What's going to happen is going to make the Android, in this case this generic Android device, much faster. All right, another thing to do as well, make sure that you keep up to date. So make sure that you go into software updates. I think it should be under system, and you're gonna do updates. So check for updates. So once you check for updates, make sure that you are on the latest version of the software. And once you do that, what's gonna happen is that the device itself is gonna keep up to date and get the latest software updates to keep it running smoothly. If you do all of those things, it should significantly improve the speed of your device. This one is quite okay based on the capabilities. It doesn't stutter as much as normally where it would. All right, so hope that was useful, and see you in the next one. Bye.